Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Well, Meghan Markle, the bully, strikes again. According to Radar Online, published this article on, was this, November 5th, November 7th, excuse me, 2025, November 7th. Meghan Markle, another team member, has quit after just months on the job because of Meghan's cutthroat ways and micromanaging, as well as the usual nasty emails at 4 a.m. So another person has quit. Emily Robinson, she was COO of her PR there, her communications. She's quit, she's gone. And they go into how Meghan doesn't take BS and that she's a strict boss. It's like, no, she's a diabolical witch from hell and a Satanist and demonically possessed. But they're like, she's just cutthroat. And if you don't align with her and what she wants, she doesn't like you and you're gone. I mean, really nasty woman here. And this has been going on. And so what they're saying in this article is they've lost Harry and Meghan have lost 23 employees since they've been together. 23 since 2018. So they're losing what, 2 people a year? What is that? 2020. Yeah, you're talking 3 people a year. Mike's has been 7 years. They've been together. And so 23 divided by 7 would be three people a year. I mean, how many people are losing 3 employees a year? You gotta be kidding me. It's like they should be banned from hiring anyone. There should be like protection laws that certain people just are not allowed to hire and be an employer or a boss of anyone, because these two are obviously unhealthy for people's mental health. I mean, people don't just quit jobs. You need a job, especially in this tough economy. It's not like there's, especially at that level of communications and public relations, I'm sure there's a far fewer opportunities around. And the fact that they've chased out 23 people in 7 years, I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, it's not some really surprise to us because we know how evil, mean, and nasty they are. But at the same time, they turn around and pretend like they're trying to help people with mental health, the Project Healthy Minds, and they care so much. And Harry's in Canada kissing old people's hands and whatnot, trying to pretend like they're such good people. Meanwhile, they're nothing but disaster. They are evil AF. They are mean, nasty bullies and treat people horribly. It's really evil. So let's see, how bad was it? So was it as bad as like the Sussex survivors? I mean, they're so bad, so evil and wretched. It seems like, like they said, like Jason Knauf said, Meghan always has somebody in her sights, right? She doesn't just she's not just a micromanager or a bully. She really likes to mess with people's minds. I think one example I remember was she told one girl that worked for her to order some red, blankets for her guests. She was going to give them a blanket as a gift. And when the blankets came, Meghan freaked out. It was the wrong shade of red or something like that. I mean, she's really petty, finds any excuse whatsoever. And they said the 5 a.m. emails that she would send were really mean and nasty, screaming at them, complaining of their work. So to get an email at 4 or 5 a.m. first thing in the morning of somebody bitching and criticizing your work, there's no professionalism there. If she had really had criticisms that were valid, or just criticism in general, you should wait and maybe have a meeting. Like, we need to talk. We need to schedule a meeting, and in a set time and place. But no, Meghan sends them emails. She wants to make sure it upsets them because when you're first waking up in the morning, something happening to you could really upset you when it happens. You're a fragile kind of state. You're not fully awake yet. And for her, so I think it's intentional. I'll look at this. I think she's it's one example of how Meghan, not only she wants to torture people. I'm telling you, she's a psychopath. She's demonically possessed psychopath. I think she really likes to do everything she can to be as damaging psychologically and emotionally to people. She really enjoys their pain and suffering, is what I think, because this is just beyond, anything. See, it's beyond um, normal. This isn't just a regular, normal, difficult boss. This is somebody who is effing with people's minds and being very nasty. And look who she's with. She's with Obama, Clinton, CIA. So I'm sure they have all kinds of ways. And of course, we know Meghan may also, with her buddies, be controlling Harry to a certain extent psychologically. So I think Meghan has been trained in that area to be as manipulative and nasty and just evil as possible and be in attacking people psychologically. And I think it's probably fun for her. So let's see. Was it that nasty? Was it that evil? Was Meghan playing the mind games with? I mean, the fact that her former assistants got together and made a Sussex support club. I mean, that's beyond the pale. I mean, all of this, just indications everywhere are that this is not normal. This is beyond not normal. This is Hannibal Lecter stuff, right? This is not just a difficult boss. What they always bring up, like was the Vogue editor Anna Wintour in that movie. But the thing is that Anna Wintour was successful. She actually had a very stressful position. She was doing a lot. She was extremely talented and educated and intelligent. So yeah, when you're in a high pressure, high stakes job for working for a major magazine like Vogue, especially before the internet, I mean, it was a huge deal, right? I mean, even so now, but it just seems less now with magazines. But anyways, the point is, Meghan isn't a high level anything. She's never succeeded in anything. She's never made herself into anything. She married a guy, and now that's the only reason she's in the position she's in. And she is just psychologically torturing. It looks like psychologically torturing her employees for her own, pleasures. I think sadists, right? It's because sadist tendencies here. So let's take a look. Is that what's going on? How badly did she torture Emily here? Let's find out. So on the one hand, you could say that, how could Emily not know? Like, everybody knows what a bully Meghan is at this point. But at the same time, Meghan, with her PR, she's very clever at hiding it in the news. So if you don't really follow her and Harry's saga, you might not realize how bad it is. Because, like, for example, after that Hollywood Reporter article came out, Meghan made sure to come out with her own little stunt where she went to visit some girls and she claimed that, she's so bullied online, I suffer from bullying. She made that a big PR story to push the Hollywood Reporter story out of. If you search Meghan Markle bully, you got Meghan Markle's claims of being bullied and whatnot. She's done that Meghan's done that a couple of times. So anytime that she's exposed for being a bully, she comes out and claims that she's bullied, and it's a smear campaign by some nefarious person that she has no name, no idea who it is. Well, actually, she blames. I'm sure she blames everything on William and the royal family. So and then the Sussex Squad will run with that. But I mean, 23 people, 23. Yeah, I don't think so, Megalodon. Look in the mirror, psycho. Look in the mirror. We all know it's you. So anyways, you're not fooling anyone with your PR. The veil has fallen. Okay, people are awake now. Well, let's see. How bad was it really, though? Because like I said, Emily, should have known at this point what a bully Meghan is. And also, working in PR, people that work in PR are not saints, far from it, in my opinion. So, I'm not trying to say it's not like, but the women who worked for Meghan and Harry at the palace, I had more sympathy for, because those weren't like tough, PR people. They were, more royalists who came from a lineage of their parents worked for the royal families. They worked for them. So and they were very young. So it's a totally different story. That's why they're like all traumatized in your support group. And that's how nasty Meghan is. Anyways, let's see how it was for Emily. I think Emily would be a little bit tougher. Oh, and here's Lulu saying hello. Yeah, she just woke up. coming to join us. I guess she's feeling the energies. Lulu's like, oh no, not another Meghan reading. Here we go. We need some positive Lulu vibes. Let's see, Lulu. What do we got here? I'm gonna look at what's the vibe cards. What was the vibe of Emily leaving? Um, what exactly here was going on? What was the vibe of it? And a card I get, ooh, Archangel Michael, protection. Uh-huh. Prevented from harm and divine intervention. So I think that this woman felt like that Megan's demonic, and that she needed to spiritual protection from her. And she may have even, I don't know if she's Christian or not, but I'm getting this feeling like she knew she was dealing with something much more than just a nasty boss. That we're going into the spiritual realm here, and I do think that is a part of it because, like I said, the way people are describing being terrified of her, that's not the usual nasty boss situation. That's like beyond that. There's something unnerving and possibly supernatural going on. So what else? What else? So I'm getting that Emily really felt like she's probably wearing her Saint Michael healing. Yeah, healing. Again, I'm getting the idea that self-care, introspection. So I think also Emily was like, for herself, she needed to heal from the toxicity of megalodon. And so she's like, oh, enough is enough for my own health and well-being, because you're under stress like that and working with such a demonically possessed person, it would be taxing on your health. So I am getting a sort of a quiet leaving, like she was quiet and calm about it. I think she had her own spiritual protection away from Meghan, because Meghan does the Santeria and the Satanism. I mean, she's obviously a Satanist. I mean, all the evidence is out there for a long time. She's evil AF. And so I'm getting that this woman is aware of that. She had to get her own protection from Meghan. And she also decided that this was just not healthy for her. It was going to harm her own health, her mental health, as well as physical health. And again, that's what I'm talking about. What hypocrites Harry and Meghan are. They're a typical Satanist getting a ha-ha joke and saying, oh, we're here for your mental health. We care so much, while they turn around and belittle and berate and abuse and target their employees for psychological abuse. Yeah. I think, Lulu, you agree, right? She just she likes plopping herself right into the camera. She loves it. Yeah, you want to do the reading? The camera big enough for you. Yeah. So anyways, all right, let's throw some cards here, see how bad it was. So it does look like Emily handled it well. Yeah, she's looking out. She was, had the wherewithal to say, oh no, this is not healthy. I'm out. I'm out of here. Even after just a few months. I mean, that's very quick. Yeah, very quick. She left right away, Lulu. Yeah. So let's see here. What prompted Emily to finally quit? Because we know Emily quit. What do you think, Lulu? Why do you think Emily quit? Why did Emily quit? Why did she quit? Yeah, I can't shuffle with you there. Why did Emily quit? Oops, camera went out. Sorry about that. Get the camera on. Okay, why did Emily quit? What do you think, Lulu? Why did Emily quit? What happens? What was the final straw? Was it a 4 a.m. email? Oh, yeah, 7 of Cups, internet. The blow up in the internet, particularly the latest hack gates. They had everything to do with it. Multiple things going wrong because Harry and Meghan don't listen. Harry and Meghan do these stupid things and then expect their communications team to just form a miracle and fix it. Hierophant. Yeah. So again, I get the idea of wanting the lack of morality with Meghan and Harry, and the fact that this woman really felt she was dealing It went against her beliefs as a human being. You know? Oh, look what else popped out. I don't know if you saw this. Queen of Wands reversed. Yeah. So Megan will always be out of control, abusive, entirely her fault. She's being just dangerous and destructive and out of control. And apparently her drinking is out of control now. So it's just getting worse and worse over time. So yeah. Oh my goodness. Nine of Swords. Yeah, this Emily was really tortured here. And you kind of see the woman in red, kind of like a demon. When she's in bed getting a phone call at 4 a.m. Megan floats in with her demon self with her text messages. And I think Megan probably did more than that. I see some witch work here Megan did on people, as well. I think Megan likes to try to control people. And, I think Megan gets them involved somehow with her, sacrifices and whatnot that she does. I think she makes them get involved as well. And the last card I get is King of Cups reversed, which I often see as Megan and her attacks and wanting to use the PR people to attack William and King Charles, the royal family in general. But I can also see this as just the mentally unhealthy, unbalanced, and alcoholic, environment that Megan creates. So these cards are pretty clear. I mean, I got Queen of Wands reversed, Nine of Swords, Hierophants, which you can also see as the royal family and their ties and the activities that Megan's demanding that her communications people do pertaining to them, particularly on the internet and with social media. Could include the Sussex Squad and attacks on Prince William or just in general the poor decision making, the emotional ups and downs. This could also represent Harry because I do have Queen of Wands reversed. It could be both of them are a mess, right? Harry is also over emotional, irrational, and just follows whatever the witch over here demands. And so I think that the lack of there being an adult in the room makes it impossible to get any work done. Yeah. And I think that I think also that the morality, I'm getting a lot of spirituality with this as well, that it was not just the work, it was some spiritual activities or satanic activities, or whatever Megan's doing that also very much um it went against the beliefs of Emily or just somehow alarmed her. Like, whoa, this is way too, either it's too weird for her, too crazy for her, or just too demonic, you know? Um, I think that was disturbing. I think altogether she just thought this is not healthy and this is potentially, just too insane. And let me just ask one more question. If I don't know what I do with my cards now. Wait, Lulu took my, oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, Lulu took my, oh, she was sleeping on my deck. So did Megan ask, I'm wondering if she asked Emily to do something for her, like for Santeria, like maybe she told her to help her, sacrifice a chicken or something else of that nature. Like, did Megan ask Emily to do something supernatural or whatnot? Oh, King of Wands. I'm getting kind of a PR vibe there. Wanting her to post things publish things that I think that's out to compete with Harry, possibly. Lovers. Okay, I think she wanted her to. Um, yeah. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I think I think because sometimes I see the King of Wands as Harry. There could have been some insinuation there about her and them, or it's about getting too involved with personal life there that she didn't want to get involved with. In one level or another, just getting too close, being asked to do too much. It was inappropriate. I mean, I'm not saying it's necessarily literally lovers, but it could just something. It was like asking her to do things that you would only ask a lover to do, and it was too much. It's like Megan expected her to be a partner to her almost. Uh, like constantly needing affirmations or being complimented, being she just constantly needed to her to be like a personal slave almost. And it's interesting because in this lovers card, you've got a woman and the man is like faded, like he's a spirit. Um, so I do, and you also get these like Egyptian type of columns in the background. So I do get the vibe, especially with the moon and everything else. There's like an eclipse in the background. I do think that doing some kind of spell work, perhaps on Harry. I think that she did try to enlist her to do some kind of spell work, either for him or to or to make herself more prominent than him in the media. So I do get a spell work vibe here that she was asking her to get involved in regarding Meghan and her wanting either something to do with Harry or maybe even someone else that she was trying, maybe a love spell perhaps that Meghan wanted to use on some man she wanted to get, like Bezos or something, or Elon Musk. That kind of looks like Elon Musk, right? Yeah, you know what? So I'm going to say that, but I think it's a yes. I think spell work. Basically, she wanted her help maybe conjure up a man, for example, or just to make people love her, like to try to make her more popular than Harry, just try to make her more popular in general and to, not be criticized anymore. I kind of get that vibe too. So yeah, I'm going to go with a yes. I think that she was wanting her to get involved in some kind of supernatural or satanic worship of some kind. That's what it looks like to me. That's all I'm saying. Spiritual stuff going on here that was disturbing to her one way or another. And she felt she needed Archangel Michael protection. So there you have it. Very, I think that's what's so frightening about Meghan and why people are terrified of her. I think it's a way beyond normal here, going into supernatural possibly. So there you have it. That's the only thing that makes sense, really. So, anyways, I hope you found this interesting. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.